As we get older, life teaches us what really matters. And for women especially, there are certain things you simply can't hand over, no matter who asks, no matter how close they are. Today, I want to talk about 5 things every older woman should protect without apology, without hesitation. Peace of mind is the single most valuable possession you have as you grow older, and it is also the most fragile. Unlike material things, it cannot be bought, borrowed, or gifted. It is created from within, and it is something only you can truly protect. Peace of mind is what allows you to wake up with clarity, to go through the day without feeling like you're constantly carrying the weight of the world, and to sleep at night without restlessness. Without it, everything else in life feels heavier, harder, and less meaningful. Protecting your peace of mind begins with understanding how easily it can be disturbed. People will bring their problems, their expectations, their criticisms, and their chaos into your space without considering the impact it has on you. If you are not intentional, you will absorb it all and carry burdens that do not belong to you. Guarding your peace means drawing a line between what belongs to you and what belongs to others. Their emotions, their conflicts, their drama, those are not yours to solve. You can listen, you can care, you can even help, but you cannot sacrifice your own well-being in the process. Older women are often seen as anchors, the ones who hold families and communities together. But even anchors can sink if they carry too much weight. Protecting your peace of mind means releasing the need to fix everything and everyone. It means realizing that not every crisis is your responsibility, not every argument needs your involvement, and not every request deserves a yes. Every time you say yes when you really mean no, you trade a piece of your peace for temporary approval. Over time, that trade will leave you exhausted and resentful. Peace of mind is also shaped by what you allow into your thoughts. The news, social media, gossip, constant negativity, these are all intruders that can disturb your inner calm if you do not set limits. Choosing what you consume is just as important as choosing what you eat, because what you feed your mind will eventually affect your mood, your outlook, and your overall state of being. Protecting peace often looks like turning off the noise, walking away from conversations that go nowhere, or limiting time with people who drain your spirit instead of filling it. It also means creating environments that feel safe and nurturing. The spaces you spend time in affect you more than you realize. A cluttered home can create a cluttered mind. A constant stream of interruptions can create irritation. Protecting your peace may mean simplifying your surroundings, creating routines that give you calm, and making sure you have quiet spaces where you can think, breathe, and just be. Perhaps the most powerful part of protecting peace of mind is the perspective you choose. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can control your reaction. Every time you choose calm over conflict, patience over anger, silence over unnecessary arguments, you are defending your peace. This does not mean you avoid problems or ignore reality. It means you respond with intention rather than letting chaos dictate your state of mind. Peace of mind is not something that happens by accident. It is the result of daily choices, choosing rest instead of overwork, choosing boundaries instead of overextension, choosing joy instead of constant worry. It is the product of self-respect, clarity, and discipline. And once you experience true peace of mind, you understand why it must be protected at all costs. Time is the one resource that can never be replaced, and as the years pass, its value only increases. Every hour you give away is an hour you cannot get back, which is why guarding your time becomes one of the most important responsibilities you have to yourself. Time is not just numbers on a clock, it is life itself, measured in moments, experiences, and opportunities. When you begin to see it that way, you realize that how you spend your time reflects how much you value yourself. Too often, women are conditioned to give their time freely, to put everyone else first, and to treat their own needs as if they are less important. This leads to constant exhaustion, frustration, and a quiet resentment that builds over the years. Protecting your time means no longer apologizing for placing value on it. It means recognizing that not every request deserves a yes, not every invitation requires attendance, and not every demand on your schedule is worth sacrificing your energy for. Every time you agree to something that does not serve you, you are saying no to something that could bring you joy, rest, or growth. Boundaries are one of the clearest forms of self-respect, and they act as invisible lines that protect your well-being, your energy, and your identity. Without them, it becomes easy for others to take more than they should, to assume access to parts of your life that do not belong to them, and to leave you feeling depleted and resentful. Boundaries are not about pushing people away, they are about creating clarity. They allow you to define how you want to be treated, what you will accept, and what you will not. For many women, boundaries are difficult to enforce because of years of conditioning to be accommodating, to say yes even when it means sacrificing personal comfort, and to prioritize the needs of others above their own. Over time, this habit weakens self-confidence and creates a cycle where people expect you to always be available. Protecting your boundaries means breaking that cycle. It means teaching yourself and those around you that your time, your energy, and your space are not unlimited resources. Boundaries are not only about saying no to others, they are also about saying yes to yourself. Every time you hold a boundary, you affirm that your needs matter. It could be as simple as choosing not to answer the phone late at night, as meaningful as walking away from a relationship that diminishes you, or as practical as limiting how much of your energy you give to obligations that do not align with your values. These small but firm choices accumulate into a life where you are respected because you respect yourself first. Protecting your boundaries often requires courage because not everyone will welcome them. People who are used to your constant giving may resist when you start to say no, and those who benefited from your silence may push back when you finally speak up. This discomfort is natural, but it is also necessary. A boundary that is never tested is not truly a boundary. Holding firm through the resistance teaches others how to treat you, and it strengthens your own confidence in standing your ground. It is also important to understand that boundaries are not just external, they are internal as well. Sometimes the hardest limits to enforce are the ones with yourself. You may need to set boundaries with your own habits, overextending, overthinking, overcommitting. Protecting yourself from your own patterns is just as vital as protecting yourself from the demands of others. This could mean limiting how much time you spend worrying about things you cannot control, or resisting the urge to take on responsibilities that are not yours to carry. Boundaries also apply to emotional space. You do not have to participate in every conversation, every argument, or every conflict that others invite you into. You are allowed to choose silence over engagement, distance over drama, peace over constant tension. Protecting your emotional boundaries is what keeps you steady and prevents other people's storms from becoming your own. The strength of boundaries lies in consistency. A boundary set once but not upheld will not serve its purpose. Protecting them requires repetition, patience, and sometimes uncomfortable honesty. But with every step you take in honoring your limits, you reclaim your sense of self and create a life that feels more aligned with your values. Boundaries are not selfish. They are the guardrails that allow you to move through life with balance, confidence, and strength. Health is the foundation of everything else in life, and without it, even the simplest joys lose their meaning. It is not just about avoiding illness. It is about preserving the strength, energy, and vitality that allow you to live fully. Protecting your health means recognizing that your body, your mind, and your emotions are all connected, and each one requires attention and care. When you neglect one, the others suffer, and when you nurture them together, you create balance and resilience that carries you through the challenges of life. Physical health is often the most visible, and it begins with treating your body as something worth honoring. This means fueling it with foods that nourish rather than harm, moving it often enough to keep it flexible and strong, and giving it rest so it can recover and renew. It is about paying attention to the signals your body sends instead of ignoring them until they grow louder and more difficult to manage. Small aches, constant fatigue, or stress that never lifts should not be dismissed as normal or inevitable. Protecting your health means addressing these early, being proactive with checkups, and not allowing fear or neglect to stand in the way of care. Mental health is just as critical, though often overlooked. Stress, overthinking, and constant worry can wear down the mind just as much as illness wears down the body. Protecting your mental health means recognizing when you are carrying too much, when you need space to breathe, and when you need to step away from people or situations that drain you. It may look like practicing mindfulness, journaling your thoughts, seeking quiet moments in nature, or simply allowing yourself to be still without feeling guilty. Protecting your mental space is what allows you to think clearly, make sound decisions, and find joy in the present moment. Emotional health is another layer, and it is shaped by how you handle feelings and relationships. Protecting it means not allowing bitterness or resentment to settle in your heart, not holding on to relationships that strip away your confidence, and not silencing your feelings to keep others comfortable. Emotional health grows in environments where there is support, kindness, and mutual respect, and it diminishes when you tolerate criticism, manipulation, or constant negativity. Choosing who you surround yourself with and how much access you allow them to your emotions is a form of health care in itself. Protecting your health also extends to the environments you live and move in. A cluttered, stressful space can weigh on your body and mind, while a peaceful, organized environment can give you energy and clarity. The same applies to your routines. A life filled with non-stop activity and little rest will eventually break you down, but a rhythm that includes work, rest, and renewal keeps you steady and strong. Protecting health is not about perfection, it is about consistency. Small daily choices that add up over time to preserve your well-being. Rest is perhaps the most underrated aspect of health. It is often sacrificed in the name of productivity, but true rest is what makes everything else possible. Sleep restores your body, reflection calms your mind, and stillness renews your spirit. Without it, your resilience weakens, your patience shortens, and your ability to handle life's demands fades. Protecting your health means honoring rest as much as action, valuing recovery as much as progress, and giving yourself permission to slow down without guilt. As the years go by, the consequences of neglecting your health show up more quickly, but so do the benefits of protecting it. Every choice to eat well, to move, to rest, to breathe deeply, to let go of stress, and to create peaceful surroundings becomes an investment in the strength and freedom you will carry forward. Health is not something you can postpone until later. It is something that requires daily care, daily awareness, and daily protection. Self-respect is the inner strength that shapes how you see yourself and how you allow others to see you. It is not about ego or arrogance, but about a quiet confidence that tells the world you know your worth. It is reflected in the choices you make, the standards you set, and the way you carry yourself each day. Protecting your self-respect means refusing to compromise who you are just to keep the peace, win approval, or hold on to relationships that do not value you. It is about standing firmly in your own identity and not allowing anyone to convince you that you are less than what you know yourself to be. Self-respect begins with the voice you use when you speak to yourself. If your inner dialogue is constantly filled with criticism, shame, or doubt, you weaken your own foundation. Protecting your self-respect means practicing compassion toward yourself, being patient with your flaws, and giving yourself permission to make mistakes without defining your entire worth by them. It means replacing self-criticism with self-awareness, and instead of tearing yourself down, learning how to build yourself back up with honesty and kindness. It is also shown in the standards you maintain in your relationships. When you protect your self-respect, you stop tolerating behavior that diminishes you. You do not stay silent when someone disrespects you. You do not accept crumbs when you deserve more. And you do not allow others to treat you as if your feelings do not matter. Protecting your self-respect often means walking away from situations where you are not valued, even if doing so feels uncomfortable. It means reminding yourself that it is better to stand alone with dignity than to stay where you are constantly diminished. Self-respect also influences the decisions you make in everyday life. It is choosing honesty when lying might be easier, choosing integrity when cutting corners might bring quicker results, and choosing to honor your commitments even when no one is watching. It is in these quiet, personal decisions that your sense of self-respect grows strongest. When you know you have acted in line with your values, you carry yourself with a confidence that cannot be shaken by outside opinion. There will always be people who test your self-respect, whether through criticism, manipulation, or attempts to make you doubt yourself. Protecting it means not giving them the power to define you. It means refusing to shrink yourself to make others more comfortable, refusing to apologize for existing, and refusing to let someone else's judgment carry more weight than your own truth. The more you honor your self-respect, the less you feel the need to seek validation from others, because you know that your worth is not up for negotiation. Self-respect is also about presence. It shows in the way you walk into a room, the way you carry your body, the way you express your thoughts without hesitation. When you protect your self-respect, you do not hide yourself in the shadows. You do not dim your light for fear of being too much, and you do not silence your voice just to keep others comfortable. You show up as you are without apology. Protecting your self-respect requires courage because it often means setting boundaries that others may not like, saying no when yes would be easier, and choosing your dignity over convenience. But the strength it gives you in return is immeasurable. It gives you the ability to face yourself in the mirror with pride, knowing that you have not betrayed yourself to please someone else. It reminds you that your value is not determined by outside approval, but by the way you honor yourself from within.